Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Inashwar. Hope you all are doing good and safe wherever you are. In today's session, what I'm going to explain is I'm going to start what is Bicep, which is a new language to deploy or to create your infrastructure inside Azure. So let me get started with a screen share first. Okay, we all know that we have different types of or different methods to deploy resources inside Azure. Like we can use Azure ARM templates, Azure SDK, Azure PowerShell, or else Azure CLI commands. We can use different programming languages with the different SDKs, or else we can use REST APIs. So there are different ways we can deploy our resources inside Azure. But again, to add this, Microsoft come up with a new declarative language, which is Azure Bicep. So before starting, why do we need this, and is it something different from the options we have today? Uh, we know that we have Azure ARM templates, which is JSON syntaxed templates, which we can use to deploy our resources. Again, the deployment can be done by different means, like you can have a CI/CD pipelines, or else you can manually deploy them by using PowerShell or CLI. So to get some understanding on that, I have actually created a video on my YouTube channel, which is if you go for I am in Azure YouTube channel, you have a video which will help you to get started with Azure ARM templates. So this will explain you the syntax that we're gonna use inside Azure ARM templates, then how to deploy that, what are the good practices, and how can we build the uh, files, like the JSON files separate for different resources, and how can we maintain the parameter files and the source resource files separately. So all that I have explained clearly in this video. So if you go through this, you will have some understanding on that. And also I need your support, so please subscribe to this channel. You just need to go to I am in Azure, and you just need to subscribe to this. So I keep on posting videos based on your feedback sometimes, and sometimes whatever the topics that are relevant to Azure, I just keep posting on them. uh, so now today's scenario is what is Azure Bicep. So to start with, what Microsoft suggest as a Bicep as a DSL language, which is domain specific, that will help you to declare things in a declarative syntax. Instead of having them in a JSON format, you can declare them in a declarative syntax. And this is not something different from your Azure ARM templates, just a layer on top of your JSON templates. Like you have some understanding on creating JSON templates, or else even if you don't have basic knowledge of ARM templates also, it is a layer on top of that, where you will just write some commands, or else you just have a different way of defining things. And at the back end, there is a tool inside this Bicep itself, which will transfer your current declarative syntax into an JSON syntax, which is called transpilation, that will be taken care by your Bicep tool. So that is what they mentioned, like this is the point, uh, that it is an just an abstraction layer on your ARM templates, and you will not lose any capabilities that ARM templates today provide. And we all know that JSON syntax is a bit large, and you have to declare everything in the form of the inside braces. And you need to use, if you need to use some expressions like the concat functions or some kind of functions, if you want to call parameters or variables, you need to, if you have to declare them, then all those get complicated, and the expression becomes very complicated, which this Bicep gonna reduce. You will have a very simple and easily understandable language. So I will show you a template where you can distinguish how small you will get this bicep. And then how it works. So as I mentioned, we have something called some tool inside this bicep, which will convert your bicep template, which is a declarative form, into JSON template, which is called transpilation, and that JSON template get deployed into this Azure environment. So we know when we need to declare something into, when we need to define or deploy something into Azure, all that will be taken care by Azure Resource Manager. So today Azure Resource Manager will understand only the JSON syntax. So that is why whatever language we use, we just need to convert everything into this JSON, and then we need to deploy this. So we're gonna create a template, and that template gonna deploy it into Azure. In between, it will get converted into Azure templates. Sorry, JSON template. So this is a very simple file for your storage account. If you have to declare a storage account with your parameters, like the parameter location parameter and this storage account name parameter, you need to have all this. Like, this is the complete template just to deploy a storage account. So you will have the schema, then the content version, then the metadata, then parameter declaration, then functions, then resources. Inside these resources, you need to define the type of resource that you want to define, then the API version, then the properties for your resources. All these things you need to define, which we're gonna simplify that in a very simple declarative language. This is how your bicep file will look like, where you will have the parameter declaration at the top with just 2 lines. Then what type of resource you want to deploy, and here itself we provide the resource provider and the API version, and this is all the parameters or the properties of your resources. In this case, it is storage account. So before we need to start, we need to have these things ready, so that you can be able to create your bicep files, and you can go with your local development and the deployment. So for that, you need to have at least the Visual Studio Code, which is actually you can use different editors. You can start with a Notepad or Notepad++ as well. But if you have a Visual Studio, then it will be easy for you, because this will come up with some kind of extensions which will help you in writing the code very easily, because it provides some kind of intelligence. It helps you in validation, all those things. Then once you have this Visual Studio Code installed in your machine, you need to add this extension, which is a bicep instant extension. You will get it in a Visual Studio Marketplace that I'm gonna show you when I open my Visual Studio Code. And for local deployment, you need to install Bicep CLI along with the Azure CLI or PowerShell. So these two are the with these two command tools, you can deploy this your Bicep file. So that is how we're gonna have our development environment ready. And the other thing that I need to mention is, let's say you created or else you have a project where you need to deploy several things. We know, like if you have to deploy your infrastructure, we can have some web apps, then we need a SQL server, then we need some app gateways, sometimes logic apps, different kinds of services we might need. So instead of having all them in a single file, we're gonna separate each file, or else each resource in a different file. So that file we're gonna call it as a module. So what is the advantage with this module is, again, this module is nothing, not a different thing. It's just a Bicep file that we're gonna keep it in a different file. So this file will have a separate resource, then this file have a different separate resource. So if you have to use this file in a different solution also, we can use it. So what this module will give you is, it will help you in maintaining or modularization. That means you have something in different modules, you can use it in different things. So this is basically a smallest unit that can be composed into a complete template. That's what they mentioned. So we're going to create this module as well. So I will show you how the folder structure will look like. uh, for your project. So this is something that Microsoft suggests, where you need to have your README file. Then you just create a separate folder where you will have all your bicep files, and inside that bicep file, keep your bicep main file outside, and keep your all modules inside a folder. So it can be like, if you have different environments, you can name it differently, like prod module, UAT module, and have separate folders as well. But if you have a single environment, you can use this, like app service bicep, and here they defined as Cosmos DB. Then if you have any documentations, then you can add it in a documentation folder. Sorry, yeah, inside the docs folder. And if you have any SRC folder, then you can discard. Yeah, you can add it in the SRC folder. So this is a basic understanding, but let's start with everything that we need here. So we need installations first. So we need Visual Studio Code. I have that already in my machine. You just need to search for Visual Studio Code and have the latest version. So I'm just going to open the Visual Studio Code, new window. So once you open this, you have to go to extensions and search for bicep. So you need to install this. So I have already installed this, so which is this will support the bicep language. So once you install this, then we need the other what is that, for deployment you need this bicep CLI. So to install bicep CLI, Microsoft has provided different ways, but I generally prefer to use the PowerShell one. So you can run this script, which will directly install your bicep from this location, which is from GitHub. It will download this and it will install this, and it will automatically add uh, your bicep location to the environment path, so that you can easily access that. So once you access this, you can type bicep space version to get the version. So if you get the version, right now I have a 0.4. So if you get this version, that means your CLI is installed successfully. So I will add the script in the description so that you can have it ready as well. So let's go to Visual Code now. So what I suggest is, once you add this installation, please close this Visual Studio Code and reopen this, so that the extension get properly available for the next time. So now when you open this, and you just need to open a folder, or else you need to create a folder. So I have a folder already created. Okay, let me just create a new folder for this solution. Azure bicep solution. So let's just open this folder. Okay, so I have this ready here, folder ready. So what I'm going to create is, I'm going to follow this folder structure, which will be helpful when you have this in your Git repository and want to create CI/CD pipelines. So we're gonna create a folder now. So I'm just going to create a folder. So this folder can be your project name. So I'm just putting it as project A, project ABC, let's say. Let's put it as project I am in Azure. Okay, so inside this project, I can have those folder structure, like the docs folder, then SRC folder. For now, I'm just creating the modules folder so that I can put my modules inside this. So modules, then I gonna create a file which is main.bicep. So when I add this bicep, you see this bicep icon, Azure bicep icon is already appearing here because we have added the extension. And you see this is informing that it is launching the bicep language service, because this extension understand this, we're going to create a bicep file. So once this is ready, you have this ready. So when you type here now, to create a resource, you can type just resource. So you see all this intelligence coming up. So resource, then you're gonna create, you're gonna name your resource. It's not the resource name, but this is just a placeholder for your resource. Like I can put it as so I am going to deploy a web app, so I need a web app and app service plans. Then only I can have that web app inside that app service plan. So I'm going to create an ASP. So I'm going to name it as Azure ASP. Then I'm gonna provide the resource provider. So I know my resource provider name is Microsoft web slash service form. Okay, it's not coming up. Oh, sorry, it's server form. Yeah, this is the one. So Microsoft web server form. Then it will automatically give you the available API version. So I'm going to use the latest version. Then if you put an equal, then it will ask you what all things that you want. You just want a required parameters, or if you go with go for a if conditional, like if you want to deploy it based on conditions, then you go for this if you want to loop through, like let's say you have some resources that you want to deploy multiple times, like the way we have a copy in ARM, you can go for inside this, but I'm going for the required parameters for now. So my server form will have a name and location primarily, so I'm going to give a name here. So you need to put it in a single quote. So I'm going to give it as I am in Azure ASP, and location I'm going to put at as East US. Okay, so now I need what kind of tier and SKU as well. So I'm going to add them as well. When you just type SKU, it is just highlighting that. So this is how this extension will help you with the extension. And inside this, I'm going to have my tier. So tier, I'm going to use free tier, and the name I'm going to use free. So the tier is F tier. And once this is done, I gonna have my web app. So I'm going to give this one as a name as well, which is Azure web app. And this time I'm going to select the web app. So it is Microsoft.web slash sites. Okay, so it is asking for the version. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, so I'm going to choose the latest version. And when I put equal required parameters, again I have to provide the name here. So I'm going to give it as I am in Azure web app, and the location East US. I'm going to put it in a single quote. And the other thing I need is inside properties, I need to define the service plan, which is my, so these all are properties of your web app. So I need server ID form. Now if I want to use this ID of this server form, what I can use is I can use this name, which is my placeholder that I have used earlier. So I can just use Azure ASP. So by this it will understand, okay, this is which is this web web app is dependent on this ASP. So you don't need to have that depends on, which you generally use in your ARM. Now you need to give your ID here. Okay, so this is done. So you will be able to deploy your services like the app service plan and web app with this basic what I say, with this basic and simple declarative syntax. What I'm going to do is, instead of having them in my main file, I'm going to transfer them to my modules, so that I will have everything separated in modules. So I'm going to create a new file which is webapp.bicep. So I will have my web app code, everything here. So let me just copy it from here to here, and I'm going to delete from here. Okay, so this is my file now, and right now you see I have given my names here. Instead, if you want to add parameters, you can directly add at the top, which is param. Param is the keyword that you can use inside your bicep file. So param space your name, what is the parameter that you want to give. So ASP, or else let's have the ASP name, that's it, and app name, web app name. Then what is the type? So I'm going to have it as a string, and if I want to have a default value, I can put the default value, or else I can leave it for now like this. And parameters also, we have some attributes like what are the allowed values, what is the description, what is the max length, min length, metadata, is it a secured one or not. So all these values you can add. For now I'm not adding anything, let it be for now, or else you can just add description with some text. So the text is app service name. Okay, so now we're gonna use this, so we can use it directly here. You don't need to refer anything, you can just add web app name. You don't need to add that dollar symbol or the open and close braces. You can directly call it here. So this is how it is, very simple. Now we have added everything in the module. Sorry, it is inside a bicep file, which is inside your module file. So if you want to refer this file inside your main file, what you need to do is you need to call by using the keyword module. So module, then you need to give a placeholder to this as well, which is your name. So I'm going to give it as web app deployment, and you need to provide the path of that web app, or else the bicep file, so which is this one. And you need to, when you put equal to, then it will ask for the required parameters again. If you pass this, it will ask you the parameters. Now if you want any something for your deployment as well, then you can add it here. I'm just putting the same, and now you need to pass the parameters. If you want your parameters in a different file, you can maintain that as well, but for now I'm just adding it here itself. So I'm going to add my web app name as web app. I'm in Azure web app. Okay, I'm in Azure bicep web app, so this will help me to understand. So this is how you can refer your files as a module in different files. Also, you can define variables by using the var keyword. And if you want to return something from one file to another file, you can use the out keyword. And if you want to use like the functions, let's say you want a parameter for location, and that gonna string. And if you want to use functions, which is your resource group is a function with its location. If I want to use this resource group location to be the location for the ASP and web app, you can call something like this. So you see, if you look at this, how simple it is. You don't need to put anything. You just need to call that function with a call that function and whatever the attribute you want out of that function, and you can assign it to your parameter easily, and you're gonna call it here location, and Here also, instead of East US, I'm just putting it as location. So now my file is ready here. So what I'm going to do is, I am not going to deploy it by using the local deployment. Instead, I can push this to GitHub and I can create CI/CD pipelines for this. But let's just deploy it from local machine and see how it goes. So for deployment, you can use this, as I mentioned, you can use CLI commands, or else Azure CLI is CLI commands, or else you can use the PowerShell commands as well. So I'm going to use the CLI commands for now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to terminal here, and let's see the version of CLI I have. Okay, I have the 2.24 version, fine. Then I gonna use the Bicep version as well. I'm going to check the Bicep version. Okay, Bicep is not, but it is coming here. Okay, fine, it is working here, and AZ hyphen version is also working here. So I'm going to use this PowerShell itself, and to deploy this, what I need is I need a resource group first. So let me go to Azure portal and create a resource group, or else you can create by using the CLI command directly. So for that, you can go to Azure CLI, Azure Bicep deployment, and here we have commands to deploy actually. So right now I'm going to create a resource group. So for this, I'm gonna use CLI command. Okay, first thing I need to select the subscription. Select subscription, so that that resource group get automatically created into the same subscription. So that's why I want to select the subscription first. Okay, so this command will help me with that. So let me get the subscription ID first. So I can use the PowerShell command get AZ subscription. Or else I can use actually PowerShell itself instead of CLI commands. So we have both ways to deploy things. So let's use the PowerShell. I'm gonna use the CLI in CI/CD pipelines. I'm going to create one more video for that. So let's just create a resource group first. So for that, I can run this command, and let me select the subscription first. So subscription portal.azure.com, and I'm going to select the subscription ID. So this is my subscription and subscription ID. I'm going to use that subscription. So select hyphen AZ subscription hyphen subscription ID I need to pass, which is this one. And if I run this, this will automatically select the subscription, so that I will use that subscription. to deploy my resources. So I'm going to put my resource group name as I'm in Azure Bicep RG, and location I'm going to use East US. Okay. Let's just run this. So this will automatically create a resource group inside my subscription. So this is done. So let's go to resource groups and see if I have that resource group ready here. So I'm in Azure Bicep RG. So I have this resource group created by using PowerShell script. And inside this, I don't have any resource right now. So I'm going to deploy the resources by using that bicep file. So for that, what we need is we're gonna use this command, which is new AZ resource group deployment, and we're gonna pass the template, our bicep template. So right now, let's go here and add it here. So the deployment name, let it be example deployment, and the resource group name is this one, and the path to the file. So I need to copy that path file. So let's go to that path and reveal in File Explorer. So this is the bicep file. So I'm gonna copy this path and put it here, and I will point that main.bicep file, and let's just run this. Cannot retrieve the dynamic parameters because it does not exist. Cannot find main.js file. Okay. Okay, actually we need to build this. Okay, this is the path, which is right one. Then why is it throwing the exception? Okay, this should go through actually. Cannot retrieve the dynamic parameters for the command. It cannot find the path. This main.json. This main.json is the file that get created when you complete the deployment. Sorry, not the deployment. When you finish the build of this uh, main.bicep file, but it cannot find. This is strange. Okay. Okay, even this CLI version also giving the same thing, which is pointing to the bicep file. Okay. Okay, I just don't want to waste time here. What I will do is I will cover the rest of the thing in my next video, like how to deploy this to Azure by using local deployment, like from the PowerShell or the CLI. Then I will push this everything to the Git, and from Git we're gonna create CI/CD pipelines for the Bicep, and I will show you how that works in by using the CI/CD as well. So that's all I have for today. Hope you like the content. So if you have any questions or feedbacks, please add them to the comment section. And if you want some new topics, please add them in the comment section as well, so that I will take them up in my next video. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.